Hi everybody on YouTube, here I am again, ankle deep in snow because it snowed again. Kind of tired of seeing snow, and it's actually snowing right now. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I'm going to be making today a video response to someone who I just recently met. Her name is InvokingTheBalance on YouTube, and she is Nanticoke, Rappahannock, and Cherokee, and I hope I pronounced those nations right, because I'm actually unfamiliar with those. She watched my video about the whole pale skin, fake Indian things. About how people, yeah, there are fakes out there. And I wanted to say thank you to her. Today I'm going to be giving you a little bit of insight on the way I grew up. How I was repressed and shunned for the way I was proud of my Indian heritage. And I also have a few things to say at the end. Well, I was born in North Carolina and lived there until just recently. I moved here to Council Bluffs, Iowa about 6 months ago, and before that I was living in North Carolina. Well, I was born in the Piedmont Triad, High Point, actually, and I was lucky enough to spend most of my life off of the reservation, although I have been quite a few times. It's terrible these days, really it is. I remember seeing teepees. You know, the people who walk around in headdresses. We didn't live in teepees. The Cherokee did not live in teepees. We did not wear feathered headdresses. We wore those things with our scalp locks, yes, but we didn't wear, plain style headdresses. I remember my grandpa walked up to one of the guys wearing a headdress when we were there one time when I was younger and said, we didn't dress like that. That's obvious. And the guy wearing the headdress he's like, I know we didn't, but this is how I make my living. Well, that's pretty sad, I think. A lot of tourists who come to North Carolina are already familiar with the Cherokee because we have more Cherokee in North Carolina than any other nation, I'm pretty sure, along with Tennessee and Georgia and Kentucky and those places. But, yeah, it is sad. People come expecting to see, plain styles, bloody tomahawks, bows and arrows, and they expect us to be raiders and riding horses. I'm not even sure if we rode horses, the Cherokee. And they get the problem is they come to the reservation and they see these things and they get totally the wrong idea because they think it's real. They think that's really the way we live, but it's not. When I grew up, my family wasn't proud of who they were. They really weren't. My mom was to a point, my grandpa is, yes. My dad definitely not, my sister most certainly not. In fact, my sister refuses to think we have Indian blood at all. She absolutely despises the fact that we do. She likes to lie to her friends and tell them we're all these different things that I've never heard of. Maybe we are, I don't know. But when I was born, I spent a lot of time at my grandmother on my father's side's house during the summer. Now, I don't think they have I don't know if they do or not have Indian heritage, but my grandmother was extremely interested in Asian things, such as, the Zen gardens and things like that. Well, she decided to become a Buddhist. And I grew up with her. Spending time with her, I wasn't allowed to eat with a fork. I had to eat with chopsticks, which is why I'd actually like to eat with chopsticks more than forks today, which is kind of odd, but I learned how to use chopsticks from her. I was told when I was little that I was probably Asian, because at the time I didn't know of my heritage. I just knew that my grandmother was a Buddhist. She told me that we were, because me and my mother have the same shaped eyes, they think, that means we're Asian. I like Asian things, yeah. believe it or not, being Native American, I have a life outside of that. That's not the only thing I care about. But, and I remember too, when I did grow up, we were poor. We were really, really poor. God, were we poor. I remember. Those of you who've been to North Carolina know how bad the summers can be. It can be hot, it can be humid, it can just be absolutely unbearable. I've spent complete summers without air conditioning and winters without heat. I remember a couple summers ago, the only way for me to keep cool in the nighttime without frying to death in my sleep was to sleep on bags of frozen vegetables, which isn't very comfortable. That is all I had, though. And then in the winter, how I'm dressed right now, I'd probably be dressed heavier than that. It's ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And we barely ever had any food. I remember when I was little, I would eat raw mustard. That's okay, though. I like mustard. I would eat peanut butter sandwiches so much that even today I can barely stand the taste of a peanut butter sandwich anymore, just because that's all I ate for sometimes even up to a year at a time. Is just nothing but peanut butter sandwiches and sweet tea. I don't like tea anymore either. I spent a lot of time with my grandfather, who's like me. He likes the fact that he's Native American. He's proud to be, but it's just it's so different now. Back then, people couldn't stand us. People didn't like Native Americans. They thought we were raiders. They thought we were thieves. Well, the truth is, we're not. But these days, even today, some people get the wrong idea from knowing these kinds of things that they've seen in Hollywood. Hollywood portrays this in such a weird way and such an incorrect way that it's sad. I mean, today it's a novelty. If you're Native American, oh, that's cool. Yeah, well, it's just as cool as being Asian, Mexican, black, whatever. See, that's what I believe. I don't think Native Americans should get any type of special treatment. I think everybody is made the same. But I'd like to go to a comment someone made on one of my old videos that they were part Native American along with everything, just about everything. Welsh, English, British, French. Well, I went to the DMV to get my driver's license. And while I was filling out the application, the guy asked me what my race is. I said my race is Native American. And he says, well, I can't put that on your driver's license. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I can't put that on your driver's license because you don't have any proof of your Native heritage. I said, yes, I do, actually. And I gave him my tribal identification card, and that was cleared up pretty fast. But I don't need that card. Why should I have to prove my Native heritage when I don't have to prove my Irish heritage or my Norwegian heritage? I don't even know if I am Irish, but if I was everything else, German, Scottish, all that, I don't need a card to say that. That card doesn't mean anything to me. It's something I have in my wallet with my picture on it. That's about it. I think it's dumb that a Native American should have to have a card to say what he is. Yeah, there are a lot of fakes out there, but I think besides the whole money issue, that they get money from the casino and from the tribe and scholarships and things like that, I think maybe most of the reason that some people fake it is because they're embarrassed of their own heritage and they want to embrace one that's lesser known or they think is cool. Well, I don't mean to rant, but yeah, I thought I was Asian for a part of my life. When I finally did find out I was Native American, I didn't really care when I first found out. I'm not like I was today, or I wasn't like I was today. I am today. I can't talk right now, but I didn't care. I do now, because I studied up on it and found out what it meant. I mean, I thought when I found out I was Native American, I thought that meant I was supposed to go to school in a headdress. In fact, that's what happened when I went to school, and I first found out I was Native American, and I talked to my friends about it and told them how happy I was to find out that I was part of this. They asked me all sorts of questions that, I mean, they should have known the answer to that. They asked, aren't Indians poor? Aren't you supposed to come to school in like buffalo skin clothing, and how come you don't speak Indian? Well, that's like asking a German why they don't speak Caucasian. Because there's no such thing as Indian unless you're from India. There are so many different languages, and yes, I speak Cherokee to a point. I don't speak it fluently. But Cherokee isn't exactly the easiest language in the world to learn, much like any other language. I mean, I would like to know more than I do, yes. And yeah, I was laughed at. I mean, people used to draw pictures of me, like, you know, racist pictures of me and put them all around the school. I wasn't very widely liked when I was in school, because I wasn't stupid. Have you seen the kids in public schools today? There are some really bright kids, and then there are some really, really not bright kids. I remember it all very well. My life growing up was not the best. I mean, I know that there are people out there who have had it way worse than I have. And my condolences go out to you. It was ridiculous. Well, here I am today. I am thousands of miles away from home. I'm starting a new life. And I like my new life, I'll tell you that. I do. I just want people to see how it is growing up when you're a Native American and people either don't want to believe you, or people do believe you, and that's their reason to send you away. But I think I've gotten my point across. Now, before I end the video, though, I do want to say a few things. Most of you know me for my music videos of Native American music. Well, at this time, I can't make any more of those right now. That's not to say I won't make any more in the future. I had an idea, and I want to hear what you all think about it. I'd like to go and make more videos like this of me speaking to the camera, telling stories and legends of our native peoples. I know quite a few by heart. Some I'll have to, read up on. If you think this is a good idea, let me know, because I'm not completely sure on if I want to do it yet or not. But right there, the comment section, let me know. And well, I think you'll be seeing me again soon. Thank you.